This is Dick Justice doing the video review for Transformers Age of Extinction Power Attackers Scorn. This is the Kitty Deluxe kind of thing. It's not the actual Deluxe. He will come into play in this review a little bit later. This is the more kitty one. The first thing to note is that this toy felt rather greasy when I opened it up. And it was brand new, still sealed, still tied down in the package, and it felt very greasy. And I thought, okay, is that like lube for the gimmick, which we'll get to? It's the tail whip gimmick, or what's going on with that? And I absolutely could not figure out why the figure was greasy, specifically on these side parts here. Dyno mode, I mean, it's the same, whatever Scorn is, just different, kiddified a little bit. These soft plastic panels here are supposed to kind of hold like that and be nice and tight. They're not. It's a pretty typical problem that happens because this plastic is not hard enough to overcome the friction necessary to put it into place. So not too incredibly happy with that. Transformation was pretty simple, but I have some gripes about that too. First thing you want to do is rotate the legs around. The first time I did that, this leg here actually popped off because there was some mold flashing at the top. Next thing, you want to straighten out the legs. Then you can split the dino jaws up here, which lets you fold out his arms. Then you fold the dino arms around and fold his fists. So he has dino mouth hands. And then you come around back here and open these up. And make sure they're nice and out of the way. So there is Scorn in robot mode. The Deluxe Scorn is absolutely my favorite of the Age of Extinction figures so far. And this one did the impossible and slotted below Voyager Grimlock at the very bottom. Size comparison, here he is with the Deluxe Scorn. As you can see, I mean, besides the obvious aesthetic changes and the fact that he has hands, I think he's a lot cheaper looking and a lot cheaper feeling, and not to mention all greased up, which I still don't understand. Overall, kind of crappy, I would say. One thing that this guy does have is an unsuccessful gimmick, too. The packaging, as far as I can figure, says you're supposed to squeeze his legs together, and then he does this, and then you've got this appendage sticking out of a chest. They at least bothered to put a second head in, but it's not the same as the first head. And it didn't work right out of the packaging, and now it's sort of working. I would have liked to see it a little bit better, and not as much alien appendage sticking out of Scorn's chest, which this is. This was my first of the Power Attackers figures, and it will definitely be my last. I saw this guy in Drift at Toys R Us today. It was the first time I've seen those, and I have absolutely nothing good to say about this Scorn. So, considering for $2 more I can get this Scorn, I think I will stick with that one and say this guy is a big pile of crap. Might be more entertaining if you're 5. I really don't know, and I don't have a 5-year-old handy to ask them what they think of it. So there we have Transformers Age of Extinction Power Attackers Scorn.